that long list of 20 benefits of honey, once you're adding in our infusions to those, you then get the benefit of those things that are being infused into the honey. So everything is purposeful. Everything has a reason. Everything was thought through and has been added for, again, to expand the benefits of the honey into something beyond.
So something you both touched on was, I'm going to call it the 0 to 1 aspect, meaning one day of sitting around the table together, having brainstorming and thinking about ideas. Talk a little bit about the process or the journey from what a fun idea to prototype, from idea to reality. What was that process like for the two of you?
So for me, it was, again, checking boxes. So kind of almost like throwing something on the wall and seeing what sticks. You know, that old spaghetti adage when you just want to sit up there and see if it falls off or it stays. So it was just kind of uncovering, well, first of all, the fact that there's just so many layers, so many things that I wasn't aware of just about honey as a whole. Like literally, it's you go back to the beginning of time almost. Like literally, there's honey mentioned in the Bible. Like there's just honey every place, and it's all over the world. For us, it was just figuring out how we could integrate this into our lives, and then how can we then convert that and transition that into something that was revenue generating. Seeing what was already out there, and then seeing there was a niche and a place that we could fit to make this work. And then really at the time, since we were kind of cloistered in the house, there wasn't like being able to go out to a farmer's market. So the conversation was, all right, so what do we do to create to fill a need and to be, home based, but then to allow people to kind of embrace what we're doing and integrate it into their lives. So again, everybody was having these conversations about health, wellness, minimizing ingredients. This literally has been every conversation on everybody's lips at some point over the past however many months, this has been going on. So we kind of started with friends and family and just kind of, as we're uncovering one product and maybe moving on to something else, again, letting people that would trust us, because again, minimal people, people don't really want to accept things from strangers, especially during that period of time. So it was kind of like my mom, my girlfriend, aunts and uncles, and kind of like giving people things and saying, well, this is beneficial. Like, take this. This is not necessarily meant to make you remove things from your life, but let's add something and see how this works for you. A lot of the response we get, well, I've had honey before. I don't like honey, or I already have sugar, or I don't need to do this. And it's not so much of what you had, but it's kind of like open your mind. Let's look into something a little different. Let's consider it in a different way and move forward from there. And the one thing that I think stands out for us is the fact that everything that we do, all the honey options that we have available, are all beneficial in some way, shape, or form. I'm not essentially, I think probably the one that has the least list of benefits, maybe, but is most popular, is the hot honey, because that one's it's just fun. We'll just come out, be honest with it and transparent. That one's just fun in so many different ways. But that long list of 20 benefits of honey, once you're adding in our infusions to those, you then get the benefit of those things that are being infused into the honey. So everything is purposeful. Everything has a reason. Everything was thought through and has been added for, again, to expand the benefits of the honey into something beyond. So you're talking about kind of pivoting and going at it from different directions. Like literally, that's the whole purpose of that. And I don't know if we mentioned it, but like literally the honey has different columns. We've got what's called a varietal. We have our infusions. And then we have the fun honey, which are the hot ones. So essentially a varietal is a honey that the beekeeper and the farmer have integrated hives into that particular crop. So whatever's growing in that area, there is the ability to pollinate that, and then they go back, and the honey has a flavor and a nuance of whatever that item is growing. And then we have our infusions. So again, we made the determination of um, like that next step in kind of growing it. We decided, well, what don't people have access to? And people were always like, oh, I only want local honey. Local honey is where I go. That's all I want because, again, I want the benefits of that. But
Mm-hmm.
your local, our local in Maryland is not the same local that's in Texas. What's local to California is not what's local to Utah. What's local to Utah is not local to Maine. But when you look at it, all those honeys have a slight variance and nuance and flavor because of what's being pollinated. Our plants aren't the same here in Hawaii. So when you say I enjoy wildflower, the enjoyment of your wildflower might taste completely different than what I'm used to because of the plants that are growing. It doesn't necessarily all taste the same.
So, Monica, Alex, what's the best way to learn more about you? Website, social media, how can we follow you more? And of course, how can we buy your products?
So I'll start. Definitely the website is the easiest way to contact us. We're actually in the process of making some updates. So very shortly, there's going to be some expansion of what you're seeing there. So not only will we have the amazing honeys, we also are going to be featuring wellness teas. So there'll be an entire variety of loose teas. So the website, again, gives you lots of good content, lots of information, lots of things to share. Within the website, there is a contact us area and a tab. And then in addition to that, there is an Instagram page. On our Instagram page, it actually has some of the reels that our friends that are chefs or foodies have kind of created on our behalf or for us. We always tell people when they take something and they're wanting to explore something at home, we're like, well, you know what? Tag us. Let us see what you did. Give us some feedback as to how it was. Let us see your experience. So we've got lots of content that's on the Instagram page where people have tagged us. Let us know. So those are all the ways really to kind of get in contact with us.